Science is not about certain answers, it's about clear questions. We ought to care about science in part because we're human and we're curious, but we also have to care about science because our future depends on it. I think that the era in which we live now, where we're confronting issues like systemic racism, needs to shape the science to be more open, welcoming, and inclusive. I was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. I situate myself in a history of the South, the Jim Crow South. It begins to help you understand some of the things that I went through as a child. I was describing to someone the experience of the first bombing of my mother and grandmother's church in 1956. I can still hear it. 10 years old on Christmas night, and all of a sudden, there was this shaking of the house and loud sound. Growing up in that kind of an environment tends to focus the mind. Now, another thing happened, however, in 1957, and that was the launch of Sputnik, excuse me, my Russian friend says that I mispronounce it. Science was in the newspapers. It was on TV. This was a race for space, and it wasn't just about the science, it was also about the ideology. Communism versus democracy. We started actually having real science taught in our elementary schools. I discovered not only that I liked it, but I was good at it. I began to discover other things about the science and about the kinds of questions that it could help answer. What is race? Are we any different? And why different did not mean deficient. I finished high school with all A's, but the point was that the resources had not been put in place because nobody assumed that there was going to be a little Black kid who would come out of George Washington Carver High School who was going to be a scientist. I went to university as a pre-med major. There was very few classes that I took where there was anybody else who looked like me. I was the only tenure track faculty member in the sciences who was Black. I have been alone through this journey. And so it then became a cause, a way of trying to make sure that the next generation was not going to encounter what I encountered. And yet we're still struggling with the problem. When you try to understand why this is the case, it's multifaceted. The high schools where they attend do not give them the opportunity for the level of preparation that they will need. They're not being recruited into the institutions. They encounter financial difficulties. They go into the colleges and universities and they see no faculty who look like them. It's hard to become something you've never seen. I don't think that we're going to be able to solve the problems that we have: the economy, poverty, climate change, food security, pandemics. We're not going to be able to solve this unless we use all the talent that is out there. I have grandchildren. I wasn't able to fix the things that needed fixing for my children. They went through the same things. But I can't leave without at least trying to fix it for the grandchildren.